I had actually went live through StreamYards and tried to go back live on this channel, and it kept freezing and acting weird. So I said, let me go ahead and just go straight through my phone. Hello, this is High Priestess Jamila. All right. All right. So I'm back. And I can't go to a music break or whatever. So I'm just going to get into the discussion. I'm not going to be here long. So baneful witchcraft. We don't want to, we're trying to remove the stigmatization away from the word black and instead calling it baneful magic. So I'm going to start training myself to stop calling it black magic because it's kind of it's kind of prejudice against the word black, to make it seem like black is bad, and and it's not. Black is actually not bad. Black is amazing. I'm very comforted by black. I got a bunch of black candles around me right now. Yes, I do. Okay. So I wanted to come and speak to either current clients or either potential clients to expand on this conversation that I was having, and it's about uh, how it causes. That's what it's meant to do. Baneful magic and baneful spirits and malevolent spirits. That's what they do. They cause you to be chaotic. They cause people to be confused. They cause destruction, self-destruction, and especially when you're dealing with love clients that have had breakup magic done on I don't even call it, well, it's magic, it's witchcraft, especially those of you that have had somebody throw some separation work at you. It causes things and people to do weird, strange, odd things. That's what it does, unfortunately. And it'll cause you to go, oh, I'm just done with this, and I'm just this and that. And the bad thing about breakup magic is that if it's being thrown at you, it can affect you in other ways, which is why you almost have to get it off of you. A lot of people will say, well, I'm done with that person anyway, and I don't want them no way. Well, I was about to say black magic. The baneful magic is still going to affect your life because you have a spirit on you, or either energy. And it's hard. It's hard. And it's not that you have to keep reversing it over and over and over again unless it's something new that pops up. You don't necessarily have to continue to reverse it. It depends on what's going on. It really does. But you do want to allow at least a moon cycle for things to go back completely to normal. Okay. Now, if you have something, what we call a spiritual back and forth, this is when you want to do your protection and warding. If you have someone that, is what we consider to be a karmic or a karmic stalker that just won't stop. This is a person that just, no matter what, they're just like, I'm going to cause chaos. And so if you have that kind of situation, you have to be prepared for some confusion. Okay. People being very confused. It's going to cause it. That's why it takes patience to get through stuff like that. especially if you're dealing with the people around you or in denial. This is one of the reasons why you can't get along with your family members or even sometimes your husband or your wife. They think that denying that witchcraft exists is going to somehow stop it or mean that it doesn't exist, and it does. Okay, in fact, being in denial about it is very dangerous. You have to really watch people very closely who are in denial when you know that they have something on them or somebody on them. You have to watch those people. Otherwise, you could lose that person. Because one thing that's very, very popular these days is spirit snatching and replacing it with something else. This is why you end up hearing about people dying or getting killed or killing themselves. It can be very dangerous. It can be. Uh, Baneful magic and baneful witchcraft factually affects people of all religious and spiritual backgrounds. It doesn't. You can't. If I've actually earned lots of dollars, many dollars, for every Christian or Catholic person that has been affected by witchcraft. Okay, it's all around us. It's nothing that you can. That's why I said don't hate. You ever hear that saying, don't hate the player, hate the game, but don't hate witchcraft because it's everywhere. And what you have to focus on is not being manipulated by it. Don't be manipulated by it, and don't allow it to manipulate those around you that you care about. The scary part about breakup magic is that when y'all used to watch that show Snapped. I used to watch that show all the time. I think it was on one of those networks. And you hear about couples that commit suicide, or not commit suicide, do murder suicides, or somebody murders somebody. I would say in probably about 60 to 70% of those cases, it was somebody throwing magic at them. I think that the stronger the connection with your ancestors, obviously it wouldn't end up like that. But I've seen and heard breakup magic and baneful witchcraft. I've seen and heard it, and how it will cause people to say, "Oh, I'm so angry. I just want to kill this person." Now, that is where you have to, it's like, what? Yeah, and so the everyday average person is gonna, if your child or your brother or your sister or your husband or your parent is threatening to kill you, you're gonna say, I need to get the hell away from this. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, that spirit, that baneful spirit on that person, and it's very, very difficult. It really is. It's very difficult. A lot of the movies are not going to tell you the truth. I can tell you one that really is very honest about, Conjure is Amityville. Amityville is probably the closest to reality, um, that you're going to see in the movies. And so it is really bad to where, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. My client list is filled with people, mainly women, who have had breakup magic thrown at them, and the person is acting crazy. Their person's acting like not themselves. They're just like empty shells for these entities. Um, and a lot of the times you can, the mind is still trying to connect with the body and the spirit, and it can be very, very devastating. And it depends on the practitioner, you know, and it depends on why somebody is performing the breakup magic. When I get a breakup client, it's because the client is trying to break up their man from somebody, or either they're trying to, I don't really do crushes, but they will, I have had clients like that before. But if you have somebody that's just trying to destroy your life, then the breakup working is going to be very severe. So if it's somebody that absolutely hates a person, and and they throw some breakup magic, spirits that are meant to destroy the person ultimately are going to be deployed. Okay. Oh, thank you, Rochelle. Hello. Hey, Shamika. Hello. So, and you see it on the news every single day. You got an enemy, a spiritual enemy that hates you. You know, that's one of the biggest things. It's very, very different from, you know, somebody that may want to break somebody up from somebody, you know what I'm saying? They're not trying to murder anybody, but if somebody just hates you, you got to take those spiritual enemies seriously. You can't end up being a puppet. I see a lot of puppets around, a lot. They just allow themselves to be puppeteered. And you can't do that. You have to open your eyes. You have to open your eyes to what is happening to you. Uh, especially when something just pops up out of the blue. It's very difficult for people to, see that what's going on. Okay, don't especially you have to be concerned when you have people blatantly with an intent to control you. Like that would concern me, and it would make me question my actions if I were not doing anything about it. Like if I just, if you're the type of person that's, you got a lot of positive things going on in your life, and then you just wake up in the morning and you just feel some type of way, and you really don't have no reason to feel no type of way, and you just unreasonable. That's one of the other things. It's like you can tell somebody's being affected by black magic when it just don't make no sense. You'll be thinking to yourself, this don't make no sense. What is this? And that's what you got. That's what you got going on. Um, and people that are in denial are some of the worst ones to work on, because it'll almost look like bipolarism. One minute they eyed, the next minute it seemed like it's something going on, like they having some kind of brain aneurysm or something. It's really bad. And I'm gonna tell you something, that you know baneful witchcraft has caused people to have heart attacks, strokes, and uh aneurysms. Okay. And you know I don't know why people choose to be in denial about it. I don't know if it's because witchcraft is somehow connected with women, and they have a problem with women, but it ain't just about women. There's a plethora of male practitioners out there, some good, some bad, some indifferent, some very chaotic. And there's people, especially the people that are jealous of you. Okay. And you can't just say, oh, well, that person has no power. Well, what if they go to somebody else to get the work done? They hate you that much to where, they may be obsessed with you, watching you, harassing you, stalking you. How you know they ain't went to somebody else to get some work done on you? Okay. So you may look at a person and say, well, that person don't have no power. Yeah, but they could go to somebody that does have it, and they may be protected by some really, really, really uh powerful demons. And the next thing you know, you're being puppeteered. And I think that your spiritual awareness is probably going to be your biggest protection, and self-awareness. Wait a minute, why am I thinking this? Why am I saying that? Why am I thinking these weird thoughts? Why do I feel compelled to do this and to do that? Why do I feel that way right now? And it doesn't make any sense. And a lot of you women out there that have that kind of thing going on, you may be thinking in your mind, is this witchcraft? And you may question yourself and go, no, it actually is. Your intuition is probably being skewed, because that's one of the first things that they do, is they want you to be confused about it. They don't want you to have any clarity about that. They don't want you to see things clearly. They want you to be confused. And I've seen people confused and wrapped up in witchcraft for 40, 50 years sometimes. I've seen it. So, and you can tell that you got that confusion, because I'm going to tell you some of the things that they've taught you about spiritual ascension. It is spiritual ascension because it's time for you to learn what's actually around you and what you're dealing with. But one of the biggest, signs is that swooshing. Uh, I don't. Is it tinnitus? It's where you feel that swooshing. Okay, and that's and what do they call that? The swooshing in the ear. Okay, that's a huge sign of baneful magic. I mean, we can say that it's a sign of ascension, but and it is, but it can be a sign of ascension, but it can also mean the start of some kind of malevolent activity. Because a lot of people will be, they'll be stuck in the ascension process. Oh, this is ascension, but ain't nothing happening. Ain't nothing good happening. You're not manifesting what you want. Why is that? Why are you depressed and tired? I mean, if you are recovering from something and you need a few days to rest, that's very different than, needing to sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep. Unless you just got hit by a truck or something, then you probably gonna sleep most of the day. But sleeping a lot, sleeping way too much, just all day, every day for weeks, or either feeling like you sleepwalking, feeling disconnected from the body. Now, there are some tower moments that are just meant to be. You know what I'm saying? But if it's some unexpected stuff out the blue, and it's weird, and it's like, wait a minute, folks mad at you for no reason. If you get mad at somebody for no reason, somebody doing work on you. because that, that means that it's somebody that can't reason, they can't think straight. And I'm not talking about just but sometimes it could be complete strangers. If you walk outside, or you go down the street and a bunch of people, is like looking at you crazy and attacking you, it could be sorcery. Somebody walk up to you, hey, what you doing over here? What you doing? Especially if it's your own neighborhood, it could be somebody, doing sorcery on you. And I personally feel that people that are real meddlesome, that are meddling in folk business, and you throw some stuff back at them, they deserve it. But some of y'all are minding your own business, just trying to live your life, and some crap happening. You like, what the hell is this? I wouldn't even get upset about it. I would keep calm and do your work, do your return to senders, bindings, somebody all up in your business, they deserve to be cursed. Bind it, I wouldn't even get upset about it, because that's where you losing, when you getting upset. When your heart start pounding, and you get a headache, and you mad, and you angry. You know what I'm saying? That, and I'm talking about when it feel like your head getting ready to pop open and explode. You know what I'm saying? That's when it's time to say, okay, that's where those black candles come in handy, or either purple, black or purple, to banish that negative energy. That's where they come in handy. And because a lot of times people will just be pushing their bad spirits, or their fears, or their negativity, or their curses onto you. Um, I never did understand why people try to push curses onto people that they don't belong to, because um it's not going to solve the problem. Because 9 times out of 10, if somebody's cursing you and you try to push it off on somebody else, they just gonna curse you again. But you have somebody long term, like, eventually that power source, that energy, will get weaker and weaker and weaker eventually. Okay. Because and there have been people that have committed suicide, because of spirit, like that spiritual stalker thing. Then one thing I was discussing with one of my clients was having these spirits that are like spiritual spouses. Okay, this can either be a male or a female spirit that may be attached directly to you. Somehow it may have came to you in the womb, because let's face it, when your mother was pregnant with you, and if she wasn't taking responsibility for her womb, then she was open to anything, and it may have jumped on you, became a part of you, almost like a shadow. And this thing it's invisible, it doesn't exist, but it thinks that you're its spouse. And that is very, very common amongst people at the church, especially Black people. And they'll keep each other wrapped up in that. I'm not, and I'm, y'all know I always keep it real. You know, that's why I don't have a good relationship with religion, because here's how I see it. I've always felt like religion was trying to make me a nun, and I don't want to be a nun. I don't want to commit myself to a spiritual husband. I don't want Jesus Christ to be my husband, because Jesus Christ is a spirit. I don't want no spirit to be my husband. I don't want to be walking around with a nun's outfit on. And for a lot of us, it seems like it's been forced. So I'm not gonna get deep off into that, but I just, that's why me and religion don't get along like that. Like the whole indoctrination, it's like a trap or something. Like, no, I like, I like having sex. I like my freedom of thought and expression, and it's not necessarily saying that Jesus is a bad person. I personally feel like they just use Jesus for that. I don't, I think that it's darker and deeper than what we know. It's incomprehensible to what we know because we don't, most of us don't really know. We can speculate. I'm not interested in being somebody's nun or, being a representation of purity. I'm connected with nature, with my nature. Okay. And my nature is good. So, and so a lot of y'all women wonder why, some of y'all and so that happens too. And that's how them generational curses will manifest. You'll have that spirit on you and it'll be pushing everybody away from you, including your children. It's weird. And that you gave birth to. It's very weird and strange. But if you I do firmly believe that, people that are causing unnecessary chaos, I think chaos is important, but only where it is necessary and where it is sort of kind of like fate. Some people are doing things that are outside of what they should be doing, very, very unorthodox, even for witchcraft. It's unorthodox, totally. And I am of a belief that you should never give your power to somebody else, but you can't be in denial. It's a lot of people out there that do know how to conjure up spirits and they'll pull a slick one on you. And the next thing you know, you end up somewhere and in a tough situation, in a dangerous situation. Okay, you be in a bad situation, wondering how you got there. I think that's what happened to Shanquilla. She ended up over there in Mexico with them weird, strange people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I ain't going there. Mm-mm. We ain't going there. So, and that whole thing with Shanquilla was absolutely, that was some ritual like, that was a ritual like slaying. And I haven't really looked too deep into it because I wonder what was going on to where she was led down that path. It's just really terrible. So you got to watch yourself. Okay. Especially when your situation is tight, your situation is good, when it's up, okay. And be careful with these some of these spiritualists out here. Be careful because they're fake, they're frauds. Be careful with some of them. Okay. Because some of them are agents that is just meant to trap your soul into something worse. Okay. Some some of them ain't no damn good. Okay. Got to be somebody that's on the up and up. you know. Hello, Ashley. Hello, how are you? Yeah. So, if they not talking, you got to pay attention. One of the biggest things in the spiritual business is soul snatching and soul retrieval. And those seedy, shady characters, they into the soul snatching. That's what their spirits and demons is doing, is taking people's souls and their energy. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and trying to trap them somewhere. And the next thing you know, some demon, a spirit done took over your body and been done made you, give away $1 million. Okay. Mm-mm. Hey Pam, hello. How are you? Okay. Of course I know how to curse somebody. I do black magic, but baneful magic. I can do baneful magic to somebody, but I'm known for healing and cleansing people and clearing people of negative energy and retrieving people's soul and their power and energy. I'm that's what I'm known for. I'm not, and breaking curses. I don't, I can do a curse, you know what I'm saying? But I don't advertise like that, you know what I'm saying? Because the main, probably 90% of the work that I do is healing and cleansing and love reunions and money work and hex breaking. Okay. Okay. You're welcome. Yeah. Yeah, well, people, when they, if they, they will, and I can honestly say that I've been through it. And I was gonna do a live, but I had to take care of some other stuff because I had some clients come up with some issues I knew was gonna be arising. But you can't be walking around here with, a bunch of money in your pocket. These people, why y'all think people that win the lotto, they call it a lottery curse? Ain't no lotto curse. That's people. You go and tell people I won $10 million in the lotto, everybody. A lot of people, I don't want to say everybody, because there's some people like myself, $10 million. I mean, I can say, well, yeah, I want $10 million. But, you know, I make a substantial income doing what I'm doing, and it's stable. So I'm not trying to mess with, I'm not going to trespass. I have good sense. I'm not going to go try to rob somebody for their $10 million, but it's a ton of people that would. Like, can't nobody come to me and say, so and so just won $20 million in the lotto. Can you help me get them? Nobody is ever gonna come to me with no crap like that. Nobody. Because they know I ain't about that. Okay. I'd rather earn my $10 million the honest way. Okay. I'd rather keep it clean as possible. Because you know what I'm saying? That's, eh, you know, uh, so yeah. But some people are shady, they shysters, and it ain't good to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you trying to get somewhere, a lot of, and I even built my company with bricks. I didn't build my company on no house of cards. I built it, even though coincidentally I do read the cards. But I built my company slow and steady is the best way to do it. It took 3 years for me to build myself up. So and I ain't had to take away from nobody else. Okay, I didn't have to. I had to defend my children. I had to protect my family. I had to defend my own reputation. I had to defend my name. But if people wasn't coming for me, I would have never had to it said one word to those people. It took me 3 years to build my company and to build up the reputation and to build that up. So people that have worked with me know that I am a straight shooter, straight and on straight and narrow. I don't do nobody dirty, ever. Okay. So, and that's pride right there. I can say I built my company, with trust. I even built this channel with trust, but it's been feasible. It's been feasible, even with the apocalypse that happened on my channel. It's still been good to me. I don't I was just looking at my ad in a magazine. I'm not going to say which magazine that my ad is featured in, but I'm in a magazine. And so I obviously advertise in other places outside of YouTube, obviously. So, I ain't stuck like Chuck, running around here. That's why I don't buy views, and ain't nothing fake over here. I ain't got no fake audience. You know what I'm saying? I ain't telling people to, well, it's not necessary. If my clients come in my chat room or people want to come chat, then they can. Otherwise, it's not necessary. I got it popping anyway, so it ain't that. You know what I'm saying? So, but if it's there, it's so many different ways of clearing yourself and protecting yourself. And a lot of the times when those energies are going out, a lot of people that have been cursed or had something dark on them, when it's releasing from your body, you'll get diarrhea, you'll get, you may even throw up sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like it can, my spirits, like, they really, like, because I work with a lot of healing spirits, especially my Native American ancestors. Okay. And they like to transition you out of that state of being cursed to being uncursed without many side effects. But it can produce like this, as that energy is shifting. And, typically my spirits are going to guard you and guide you, you know what I'm saying, to, send you those energy balls of healing so that you're not feeling uncomfortable, because it can be a very uncomfortable, hard feeling, you know what I'm saying? And so, that's why a lot of people are afraid to break curses, because it can actually create an uncomfortable feeling depending on who you go to. It can be very uncomfortable. No, I do not share an opinion that the earth is cursed and everybody on the earth is cursed and you curse and you just curse. No, I don't. I don't believe in that. No, I don't. No, I don't believe that life is a curse. It's just curse. No, I don't. I think that, that within itself, thinking that way within itself can be cursed. Do I believe that we're born into sin? No, I don't. I have every right to feel and to think otherwise. But what I do believe in is that there's a lot of people on this earth that are cursed, that are spiritually dumb, that are ignorant to the facts. And I believe that you yourself can create that oasis, to where yeah, you may have to deal with some stuff, you know what I'm saying, unless you done move. Because some people done moved off into these remote areas. I be watching them. I love to watch people that go camping, or either people that live out in these remote areas and they just be all off somewhere because, you may have to deal with neighbors. But again, even if you got neighbors, you know, you can protect the land that you live on, you know, so you know, so I don't know. I think life is what you make it, isn't it? You can't, as soon as you start accepting a curse as reality, and when you know that you've been cursed across, don't wait a year or two. Stop waiting. The longer you wait, the harder it is to remove that. And a lot of people were shocked, you know, because of course, if I'm gonna remove a full-fledged, you know, curse from you, you know, I'm gonna charge you a certain amount, but you know, a lot of people didn't realize that you can start removing that curse, reversing it for as little as 220. You can also start warding off and clearing those energies for as little as 110. A lot of people are surprised about that. Okay. So, you know, don't worry about it. However, there are a lot of people that, you know, I would say go in very aggressively. Okay. Go in very aggressively with that. Okay. Don't be slow about it, and you'll be okay. Okay. All right, y'all. That's pretty much what I wanted to say. Link to the website is below in the video description box. Consultations are only $50 for an hour. Some people require 2-hour consultations, which would be 55 or either 110, I think. So you can use the coupon code 45NY 2023 reads, and I will put that in the comment section when I'm done with this live. All right. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Hit that thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bless.